class 6, 7 and 8. In this video we shall learn active and passive voice. What is an active voice, what is passive voice, and how to change from active to passive voice according to various tenses form. So first of all, what is voice? Voice is that form of the verb which indicates whether the subject is the doer of the action or something is being done to it. Okay, so what is an active voice? When the subject of a sentence does an action, we said that the sentence is in the active voice. Okay, for example, here the elephant ate the bananas. Okay, here the elephant is the subject, right? The elephant ate the bananas. Here the subject, the elephant, does the action, right? Elephant ate the bananas. Who ate the bananas? The elephant. Okay, the subject is the doer of the action. Okay, so this sentence is said to be in the active voice. Okay, so when the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action, that sentence is said to be in the active voice. Okay, and passive voice, what is passive voice? When the subject is not the doer of an action, but something is done to it, the sentence is said to be in the passive voice. For example, I was given a gift by mother. Okay, here I is a subject, but I is not the doer of the action. Okay, I is a subject, but it is not the doer. I is not the doer of the action, but something is being done to me, right? So this sentence is said to be in the passive voice. Okay, when the subject is not the doer of the action, but something is being done to it, that sentence is said to be in the passive voice. Okay, now let us learn how to change from active to passive voice. Okay, and we know that there are three main tenses. They are present tense, past tense and future tense. Alright, so present tense we have four different kinds. Simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense, right? But present perfect continuous tense does not have a passive form. Okay, so today in this video we shall learn how to change from active to passive voice according to the various present tense form. Okay, so first of all, simple present tense. For simple present tense, we use is, are, am plus past participle form of the verb. Okay, to change into passive form. So let me give you the example. I eat an orange. Okay, this is an active voice. This sentence is in active voice because I is the subject. The subject is the doer of the action, right? So now let us change to passive voice. Okay. So to change into passive voice, first of all, what you should do is we have to find the object of the verb. Okay. So how to find the object? We always ask what or whom to the verb, right? I eat what? An orange. Okay. So you find an object. You find it. This is an object. Okay. This is subject. This is verb. Okay. So in passive voice, the object of the active voice takes the place of a subject. Okay, so you bring this here, an orange. An orange is the subject now. Okay, so the next thing what you should do is you have to check your subject is singular or plural. Okay, whether it is plural subject or singular subject. Accordingly, you will choose the verb. Okay, so your subject is now in singular subject, an orange, right? So this is singular subject, alright. Then accordingly, is a singular subject, a singular verb. Are is plural verb. Am also singular verb. Okay, so an orange, singular subject, so it takes singular verb is. Okay, then past participle form of the verb. Okay, third form of the verb. Okay, whatever given verb here, eat, ate, eaten. Okay, third form of the verb. An orange is eaten. Then the subject of the active voice is expressed as by plus the agent. Okay, by me. Okay, the personal pronoun changes in passive voice. Okay, let me write here. I changes to me. We, first person, singular, I. Okay, this is used as the subject, this is used as an object. Okay, first person plural, subject, we, us. You does not change, you. Okay, he changes to him. She changes to her. It doesn't change. They, them. Okay. So an orange is eaten by me. Okay. So if it is plural here, like I ate oranges. Okay. If it is like I ate oranges, then oranges. Okay, this is plural subject, so you will choose plural verb. Okay, oranges are eaten by me. Okay, so this is how we change according to the tenses. Okay, this is simple present tense. Okay, the next is present continuous tense. Okay, these are the verb that we use for present continuous tense. Is, are, am, being. Being is used for every continuous tense. Okay, then plus past participle form of the verb. In passive voice, we always use past participle form of the verb for any given verb in the active voice. Okay, so here Rita is writing a story. This is a present continuous tense. Okay, so what we do is to change into passive voice. First of all, what should we do is we have to find the object of the verb. Okay, Rita is writing a story. Rita is writing what? A story. Okay, so object is a story. This is an object. Okay, this is a verb. This is verb phrase. Subject. All right. So the object becomes the subject. Okay, the object of the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. Okay, a story. A story. The second thing, the next thing what you should do is you have to check the subject. Okay, whether your subject is plural or singular. Okay, a story, it is a singular subject. So accordingly, you will choose the singular verb. A story is, then we use being for continuous tense. Being. A story is being, and past participle form of the given verb here. Okay, writing. Okay, write, wrote, written. Right. So a story is being written. Okay, we use by. Okay, the subject of the active voice is expressed as by plus asn't in the passive voice. By Rita. Okay, so a story is being written by Rita. Okay, so this is, let me write here. Rita is writing stories. So Rita is writing stories. Stories is an object. So here object becomes the subject. Stories. Okay, stories is plural subject. Plural subject. Plural subject. Stories. So plural subject, plural verb. Stories are being. Stories are being written by Rita. So this is how we change from active to passive voice. So now let us learn on present perfect tense. Okay, the verb we use for present perfect tense is has been plus past participle form of the verb, or have been plus past participle form of the verb. Okay, so here is the sentence: we have played football. This is present perfect tense. We have played what? Football. Okay, so football is an object. This is an object. Have been is a verb. Have played is a verb. Subject, right? So in passive voice, the object of the active voice becomes the subject. Football. Football. Okay. Football. Okay. The subject is singular subject, right? So singular subject, you will choose singular verb, right? Has is a singular verb, have is plural verb. So football has been. Football has been. The third form of the verb, past participle form of the verb played. Football is played. Football has been played by. Here we changes to us in passive voice. Us. Okay. Football has been played by us. Alright. So now let us see for plural subject. Okay. Another sentence. She has eaten mangoes. She has eaten what? Mangoes. Mangoes is an object. So the object of the active voice becomes the subject in passive voice. Mangoes. So your subject is plural subject. So you will choose plural verb. Mangoes, plural subject. So plural verb have. Mangoes have been eaten by she. Personal pronoun she changes to her. Okay. So mangoes have been eaten by her. So this is how we change from active to passive voice according to the tenses. For present perfect tense we use has been for singular subject, have been for plural subject, and plus past participle form of any given verb in the active voice. Okay. So today we have learned what is active and passive voice, how to change from active to passive voice according to various present tense form. Now we shall see a small clip on active and passive voice.
Active and passive voice. Voice is that form of the verb which indicates whether the subject is the doer of the action or something is being done to it. A quick recap. The subject in a sentence is the doer of an action in many cases. Verbs in a sentence which require a direct object to complete their meanings are called transitive verbs. Now look at the picture given here and read the sentences carefully. Namita sang a song. Britney Spears sang a song. Here we can clearly see that Namita and Britney Spears are the subjects in the above sentences, and each one is the doer of the action. Verb is sang in each of the examples, whereas a song is the object in each sentence. Therefore, the verb sang is transitive. When the subject of a sentence does an action, we can say the sentence is in the active voice. A song was sung by Britney Spears. Here, a song is the subject and it is not the doer of the action. So this sentence is in passive voice. Here, the action rather than the doer is emphasized. Only sentences with transitive verbs, verbs with an object, can be changed into passive voice. Use of passive voice. The active voice is generally used while conveying an idea or thought. But sometimes the use of passive voice is required. Passive voice is used if the doer of an action is not known. For example, mother's purse was stolen. Who stole the purse is not known. If the stress is more on action rather than the doer of the action, example, a cucumber was chopped. The chopping of the cucumber is more important than who chopped it. If the emphasis is on the thing or the person who receives the action, example, the letter was delivered. The letter is given importance. Points to remember. While changing a sentence from the active to passive voice, the following points have to be remembered. The object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. Examples: Naman kicked the ball. Active voice. The ball was kicked by Naman. Passive voice. In the above examples, Naman was the subject in sentence A, which is in active voice. He is the doer of the action. In sentence B, the ball is the subject, but it is not the doer of the action. The subject of the active voice is expressed as by plus agent in the passive voice. In the above example, Naman was the subject in active voice, but in the passive voice, he is the agent. So we write by Naman in the passive voice. The form of the verb is changed according to the tense. Verb changes into perfect tense form. Examples: Kanak writes a letter, active voice. A letter is written by Kanak, passive voice. Here, Kanak is the doer of the action in sentence A, and a letter is the subject in sentence B, but it is not the doer of the action. C. Mohan eats an apple, active voice. An apple is eaten by Mohan, passive voice. In the above examples, writes changes to is written, eats changes to is eaten in the passive form. Similarly, a few examples of the verb write in different tense forms is given here. Active voice, write, simple present. Passive voice, is written, simple present. Active voice, am writing, present continuous. Passive voice, is being written, present continuous. Active voice, wrote, simple past. Passive voice, was written, simple past. Active voice, was writing, past continuous. Passive voice, was being written, past continuous. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns also change in the passive voice. Example: I eat an apple, active voice. An apple is eaten by me, passive voice. I has changed to me in the given example. Read the table which shows how pronouns change from the active voice to passive voice. Active voice, I. Passive voice, me. Active voice, we. Passive voice, us. Active voice, he. Passive voice, him. Active voice, she. Passive voice, her. Active voice, they. Passive voice, them. You and it remain unchanged in the passive form. Let us discuss the changes in tenses in detail. Simple present tense. Examples: Rita writes a story. Active voice, a story is written by Rita. Passive voice, my teacher loves me. Active voice, I am loved by my teacher. Passive voice. In active voice, we write the root form of the verb also with s or es, like plays, sings or mashes. In passive voice, we write is, am, are plus past particle form of the verb is written, are written. Present continuous tense. Examples: Rita is writing a story. Active voice, a story is being written by Rita. Passive voice, Sona is throwing balls in the net. Active voice, balls are being thrown by Sona in the net. Passive voice. In active voice, we write is, are, am plus ing form of the verb is writing. In passive voice, we write is, are, am plus being plus past particle form of the verb is being written. Present perfect tense. Examples: Ravi has eaten an apple. Active voice, an apple has been eaten by Ravi. Passive voice. Children have plucked flowers. Active voice, flowers have been plucked by children. Passive voice. In active voice, we write has, have plus past particle form of the verb, has eaten. In passive voice, we write has, have, plus been, plus past particle form of the verb, has been eaten.
So you have seen a video clip on active and passive voice, right? I hope you understood well. In next video we shall learn how to change from active to passive voice in accordance with the other tenses. Okay? For today we will stop here. Thank you.
Stay home, stay safe. Do it for self. Do it for your family. Do it for India. Let's break the chain of COVID-19. हम होंगे कामयाब जय हिंद. हम होंगे कामयाब जय हिंद. हम होंगे कामयाब जय हिंद.